So I've come to document Gainsborough today. I expected something very much like Retford, and it's not. It's a very quiet sort of place. I'm told that all down here at one bit was warehousing. There's also shipbuilding around here as well. What I've been told is in 1947 there was a flood in Gainsborough, so on this side where you can see this wall and everything, they've created some sort of defence, and then on that side the water now floods onto that side. But the chap I've been speaking to gave me a lot of information. He said that since he came 20 years ago, size of Gainsborough's doubled with the modern housing around it. But I'm right on the edge of the town centre, and on the edge of the town centre it's pretty dead. Even in the town centre it's pretty dead. But I'll give you a flavour for it. I'll walk up to the town centre in a minute and I'll give you a walk through the town centre and anything else. But I think there's a lot of buried history. One of King Henry VIII's wives lived at Old Hall. I'm also told in 1014 there was a Danish king and he made Gainsborough the capital of England. I think it was for 40 days. So I'll go and see if I can find anything else for you. So here we have it. There's going to be a £10 million investment in Gainsborough, part of the Levelling Up Fund. Gainsborough's about the same size as Retford, and it's even the same size as Dinnington and Anston where I live. But we don't have this sort of size town centre as they do. Ours has been sort of 1960s onward housing, whereas Gainsborough's been around a very long time as a town. So we're very much on the edge of the town centre. You can see a pound stretcher here. I parked up where there's a Tesco. I think there's an Aldi here. There's a big coffee place. So I'm going to take you onto the main town centre. I think they're trying to modernise the town. I think like everywhere else they end up actually destroying it. If you just want to come here for an hour, there's loads of hour parking. You can pay on car parks. But I'm really tight when it comes to parking. And I've parked on a street near Tesco. I did want to park up at the Gainsborough Trinity football ground, but the postcode didn't take me there. But I couldn't actually do a video inside the football ground because there's only a crack to look through, but it is an absolute well-maintained football ground. And I think somebody said that Ping, some golf manufacturer, sponsors the football club. It's absolutely immaculate football ground. There's a sports and social club there, and that looked packed. So there's some money going into that football ground. I couldn't understand why Gainsborough Trinity was thriving so much, because it's half the size of Worksop Town. But his football club was hitting well above, not this season though. So here we have Gainsborough Old Hall. This is where I'm told Henry VIII's wife lived. Just show you the opening times. I'm told there's some sort of heritage centre here as well. That's open on a Tuesday and another day. Now I was coming for market day, which was yesterday, but it was piling it down with rain. But I'm told the market's not very good. Look at these houses. Very nice. But a lot of the buildings are very much like Retford here. It's had a very rich history in the past. I'm sure they could make more of the wharf area. So we've got the board here now. 40 days capital of England. You find a lot more talking to the locals. So stop the video if you want to look at that. I had a look at the car parking. It's £1.10 for a couple of hours. I remember it being 15p in work, so I didn't mind paying that at the time. So it was nothing. Just tell you what time it is. Yeah, it's 1:46. So we are actually on the main town centre now. As you can see, it's pedestrianised. Got B&M here. I think they're purchasing 50 of Wilko shops. I would say that Retford is, as a town centre, thriving a lot more than Gainsborough, but there's so much potential at Gainsborough. I'm sure you get some absolute bargains with the houses round here. The market day was yesterday, and if there's only 4 stores left or whatever, but it was an extremely rainy day yesterday. They're not exploiting the market as much as they should be. I know that Retford really exploits their market days, which are Thursday, Friday and Saturday. I've heard of Gainsborough Hotel in past, I'm sure. I think that's famous for something. Town hall here. There does seem to be a few banks left in Gainsborough. It's probably all that's keeping it open. Well, let's just go and have a look at prices at houses, and it gives you an idea what there is around here. Don't know how well you can see that on the screen, but you can stop it and get an idea of the prices here. As you can see, it's a perfect day. Nice gentle breeze blowing. But as you move out of the town centre, well, it gets deader. Just have a walk out here before going to the actual market area. Proper bakeries though here. Even Copeland's is a bit fake nowadays to what it used to be. But the way I describe it is it's a sleepy town. If anybody from Gainsborough's here, you need to get your market going. Sort of draw people in. It works at Chesterfield, works at Retford. You need to draw people into your town, increase your footfall. There's somewhere called Marshall's Yard, and that's a new development, modern development with shops in it. So we're really on the edge of the town here. You can see that what I think is an old must be an old post office now. Now they've got a KFC, but you can't sit outside. A lady were talking to me saying she wanted a coffee, but there were nowhere to sit outside. Just popped down to this church down here, which is quite nice. So we've got Gainsborough United Reformed Church. But the All Saints Church is absolutely beautiful. So if you're from Gainsborough, please shout up, tell us what's great about the town, what I've missed here today. That's some beautiful church. We've got so much potential in our towns. We're not making the best of them. So we're really on the edge of the town centre around here. Bit of a notice board here. Harry Viscount Cruikshank made this churchyard into a garden of rest for the people of Gainsborough. He was representative in Parliament. He was for 32 years, so he must have been the MP. So we'll walk back in to the town centre and have a look at the market area. I expected more from that because I was expecting something like at Retford. I expected a market like that. Now the market days at Gainsborough are Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Oh, it's turned red on, hasn't it? I know, I'm just
Right, there's a castle bit down there which I'll just get and then I'll come back to here and carry on. So the castle bit I saw was actually Old Hall, which I've shown you already. It's English heritage, but I did like that bit. I didn't really notice it from the other angle. It's quite interesting round here. As I walk back, so we've got Gainsborough House. Don't know what Gainsborough House was. So we're back at the Methodist type church, or was it United Reformed Church? What I've noticed on here is about the Pilgrim Trail. Now I had family who went across on the Mayflower to America My granddad received a document in the Second World War from some American chasing them back to our family. So I do know about all of that. So we'll walk back into town now. And have a look at the market area. Like I said, you've got our parking in the town centre, you've got the bit of pedestrianised area, but all around the pedestrian area is like the old town centre, which would have been much bigger, and which they're modernising a lot of it. Well, it would be without a vape shop. I'm sure vaping is actually more harmful to you than smoking. So we've got a big old building here for sale. I'm guessing this might have been a bank. I think it says National Provincial on it, but I don't know if that was the bank it was in the end, whether that was a Midland bank. Like I say, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. And this is the main market area. I wish I could have come yesterday, but I thought I don't fancy walking around in heavy rain. And it's not going to do the best for Gainsborough on my video. So people can remember the video from Retford and what their market area is like. There's something here about the levelling up fund. I know Dinnington town centre's getting about £10 million, but it's a much bigger town centre than Dinnington, Gainsborough, and I don't think 10 million quid's going to make an awful lot of difference. So it says the Townscape Heritage Initiative aims to restore the historic heart of Gainsborough. So I don't know what was here originally, but I would have thought this was probably a good old-fashioned building around here. So what's happened to this? But like Mark Bannerman says to me, it's not particularly now that the videos count, it's actually in the future when we're looking back, whether things have improved or whether we allowed things to be taken away from us. There's lots of empty shops, really sad. But you have to draw the people in. Another old bank here by the looks of it. So I don't know what bank this finished as. The canoe, which I'm wondering if it's the Danish connection. I think there was also Vikings coming down Trent to Gainsborough. So I've got Weatherspoons here. It seems to be missing a few letters. Yeah, just So I've just been talking to somebody, and what he said is, and I'm going to go across there in a minute, Marshall's Yard has drawn away a lot of the custom in the middle of Gainsborough. Rather than actually developing their market area, Market Square, they developed Marshall's Yard, which I think they made tanks or something there. And I'll film in there if I can without there being any problems. We've got First Direct here. What am I on about? Sports Direct. I've got Mill & Bank on my brain there. But I'm guessing that the old warehousing would have been along here, because I think the Trent's just behind there. They've still got an Argus though, which I'm surprised, but they've probably not got Sainsbury around here to actually move it into. I just imagine if I'd have come yesterday to Gainsborough, how it would have felt with the rain. I'd have been dry under my umbrella, but it would have really painted a gloomy picture. So we've got no error near either. I mean, this is the main town centre, just one after another. I just spoke to a guy, and he said that they were concerned that they were turning the whole area into flats, which is what I'm suspecting as well, of focusing more on people living in the town centre.
Yeah, and you get stop it.
But it's not going to be the lower end of people living here, it's going to be the upper end. So we're going to head towards Marshall's Yard and give you an idea. But you can just imagine them turning these places into exclusive flats. It's a big town centre, just for a small place of 23,000. It's a big town centre. I mean, I live in Anston and Dinnington, and the population out there is 23,000. And Dinnington High Street is very small in comparison. And we're getting a 10 million levelling up for our market area as well. I really want to capture things for people, document what's going off. I also hope to wake people up to the agenda. I'm seeing very much what I've seen in Sheffield, in Gainsborough. Somehow Retford's actually booked the trend. Got a little down there. But there's still a few banks around.
Ja.
So we're coming to the edge of the town centre.
I mean, like, if I come back to yours.
As you can see, I'll just show you back along there. There's a TSB bank along there as well. So there's still quite a few banks here. Just give you another angle down the street. So we've got a heritage centre down here. I can imagine these would have been shops that one bit along these roads. And I'm told that there's not much begging in streets of Gainsborough because nobody's got any money to give them. That's what a gentleman said to me. Just want to turn around and show you this church here. You see the KFC I showed you earlier, just there. And then we got Gainsborough Methodist Church, and this looks quite awful. I mean, look at that cross. You want to aspire to something greater by touching space with God. To me, that's not going to inspire me. We're heading across to Marshall's Yard now. There's still even a few shops around here. Very big town centre. So the question is, how do they sustain a town centre like this in the past? Because somebody had to build all these buildings, so there must have been some footfall around here. If I can find it, I'll pop up to Gainsborough train station. But I think Gainsborough train station may have been destroyed because I think at one bit it had a big cover over it. I think that went a long time ago. Show you back into the town centre down there. So there you've got Lidl there, and I'm parked. If I can just show it here. Should be able to see a McDonald's sign down there. And just behind the McDonald's is a big Tesco. I'm parked somewhere behind there, so what I'm going to do is show you Marshall's Yard. But I want to get on the other side of the road to show you this building. So I was told Marshall's manufactured tanks or whatever. in the war. I can't really see it too well on my screen, but I hope you can see that picture. We'll pop into Marshal's Yard. So got the West Lindsey District Council officers there. It's a bit like being in Peace Gardens in Sheffield with these fountains. So it tells you something about the history here, what was at Marshal's Yard. So that was it. Marshall's Sons and Company completely dominated the economy of Gainsborough. So this is where a lot of the wealth came from, along with the war. So this is like Gainsborough's version of Meadow Hall, I'd say, isn't it? And I've seen worse developments, because it is using the old building, but it's sort of pulled away trade from the town centre itself. We've got a Wilco here. So is that, I'm trying to think what that might be, because at the moment B&M and Poundland are buying them out. Poundland's got 70 shops and B&M 50. I don't think it's looking too good for the jobs of the people though. So we've got Holland and Barrett here, Cards Only Works. Yeah, so I can see now what's really happened to Gainsborough. It's got a very good selection of shops in here. M&S Food Hall. So it reminds me very much of the development in Sheffield on a much smaller scale. I noticed the parking was 50p for an hour and £1. Sorry, for 2 hours. 50p for 2 hours and £1 for 4 hours. So Gainsborough Central Station's up here. So 7 minutes walk away. So I'm just going to have a walk up there to see if there's anything left of the old station. And what I'll do is once I get up there, I'll put the camera back on, but you can see the McDonald's here, and we're closer to Tesco as well. So I'll just pop up to the station because I think it's probably worth capturing. So we're around the back of Marshal's Yard. We'll see where the wealth for the town came from now. We're going up to the train station. Hopefully I can get on the bridge, show you a view of the platform. So we're on the platform of Gainsborough Central train station. I don't know if there's another train station at Gainsborough, but there's not a lot here. I'm sure it had a big covered canopy over it, unless there was a second station at Gainsborough with a covered canopy over it. I mean, that's all we get nowadays, these awful bus shelters on rail stations. A tub, not like the old 1950s stations. Sure, I can dig a picture of the station in its glory days somewhere on the internet. That's pretty much it on Gainsborough Central, other than the signal box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop down to Tesco where my car is and just see if I can find anything else around there before I end the video. So just outside the train station we've got another notice board. Another notice board there. So I've noticed something else here. Hope Church, Gainsborough. One thing I haven't seen is a cinema in Gainsborough. Is there a cinema? Was there a cinema? Or is there a cinema planned, if anybody knows? So final part of my video, if anybody's here. Tesco's probably done more to destroy the high street than anywhere else. You can see more industrial buildings up here. I'm guessing that were probably part of Marshall's at one bit, but it doesn't look like Marshall's anymore in there. I'm going to have a walk back to my car, but you can see there's all sorts of housing around here, and you're going to pick up some bargains if you want to live here. It's really got potential, but my concern is which direction is Gainsborough going. All I'm trying to do is wake people up. They're trying to change society, they're trying to reset us, and we also have a chance to do something about it. And if we don't, you know what you're going to end up with from the videos I'm showing you, or where we're going at the moment. Just one little thing around the corner where I park my car, and then I'll end the video. So here we've got the Gainsborough Model Railway Society. There's plenty of terrace houses here. I tell you something, I've not felt one bit intimidated within Gainsborough. I've not seen any homeless people. To me it's very pleasant, it just needs some life in it. So that's it. That's a quick tour around Gainsborough at the bits I know. What I'll do is I'll come back on a Tuesday sometime when the Heritage Centre's open and see if I can find any more jewels.